Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more Leif Plays City Skylines. I thought this was kind of a cool view here to start out with. This is our newest district here that we're looking at, and just off to our left there is Kellogg Square, and you can see the actual square here. And yeah, I just like this view. I don't really spend a lot of time just looking at the city visually, or aesthetically, I guess. Which is kind of funny for a game that is kind of all about that, but I'm just kind of looking at it now and seeing what there is to see. This thing, good grief, this thing looks like a complete mess, doesn't it? And we've got a weirdly broken bridge in here for some reason. At some point maybe we'll try and get that to be fixed. But here we are, and this episode, actually, I have something of a plan. Let's get over here. Sorry, that's kind of zooming around quickly. It's probably somewhat nauseating. I apologize for that. But if we head down this direction and we come across the bridge here, you can see off in the distance we've got a little bit of development going on. Now this is new that I've just started to lay out and think about. So if I zoom out, you can see kind of where we're at in the city. And this area I kind of want to do as a break from the rest of the city that's really high density and very urban looking, and do something that's a little more suburban looking, or a little more, quiet residential kind of neighborhood. Kellogg Square is kind of like that, but it's really packed in between all these freeways and these big high-rise buildings, and it's very urban. It's got, subways everywhere, and so this, I thought, would be more of kind of a traditional, quiet, residential neighborhood type of thing. So, I'm just going to delete some of these while I'm thinking about it, because once people start building on there, they bring their own trees, sort of. Let's get rid of that. So this is what I'm thinking. If we look at the zones, I'm thinking this main road here will be, kind of the commercial strip for the neighborhood. And then going to do low-density residential in the rest of it. But I'm going to not pack it in like we did here, where pretty much everything is zoned. Here I'm going to zone these blocks, but I'm going to leave out chunks where the terrain is a little chunky, like this bunch here, and this whole kind of wedge here, where we got that little inlet and a hill. And just dress that up with trees and stuff and make it look more scenic. And then not try and pack in houses in these weird zone areas, but also put more trees in there and make it look more like an actual neighborhood. And I'm also going to kind of break up the roads a bit, so we'll have double long blocks where the commercial is, where most of the traffic is going to be also. So that should just reduce the number of intersections we have and let traffic flow better. Right now, this is the only way in and out of this district. We also have rail back here, so I've backed it up to the rail, and we're going to have kind of a buffer zone here we can fill with trees, that kind of thing. I actually saw Sasuma, or Isuma as he would say, and I suppose, given that it's his name, he's an authority. But I saw him do this sort of thing, use these dirt paths as, and if we turn off the snapping, use these dirt paths alongside the railway, and that actually looks really good. That kind of looks like how a real rail yard, looks, We've got kind of the gravel under the tracks, and then the gravel spreads out to the sides, and you've got room for maintenance vehicles to get down there and whatnot. So I think I might do that in this area to dress it up. I thought that was a neat trick that he did, so I'm gonna leave it until later, I think, to get to that. That's something that I think I want to do. Let's just peel some of this off. Also, we could add a passenger rail station up this direction. I don't believe that there is a way to connect subways to overland trains, which is kind of unfortunate. It'd be kind of fun if you could transition between the two. But we're going to have to bring some kind of public transit up into this area. Maybe we rely on a bus route for this instead of our subway lines or metro lines. I'm not sure about that. I'm undecided about how that would work. So we've got our one access over here. We'll probably have a similar access on this side as this highway comes through. And actually, while I'm looking at this, I'm going to take care of this because I forget about it. We can upgrade this to the sound barrier highway, which reduces noise pollution and looks a little better, I think. It's got those little barriers on the sides. But if you build first, you attach a bunch of roads and whatever, and then try and upgrade it, it doesn't always work. For example, let's just try it here. I don't know if this is a good case, but we can upgrade these. But okay, that one worked. Sometimes when you're coming underneath and you've got these complicated intersections, it won't let you upgrade to the sound barrier highway. Like, there's somewhere over here that I think I've tried it and it didn't work. But maybe I've rebuilt enough of this now that I actually took care of all that. Looks like maybe I did sort of incidentally get that cleaned up as I kept rebuilding all this stuff. But just a word of caution that can get kind of messed up sometimes. So better to upgrade it first and then make all your connections. So I think I'm going to zone a little bit more of this, maybe come out halfway with this and see how the contours work, and then I'll be back with you when we zone and turn it on. Alright, here's what I've got so far. Some of these will go away. Let's get rid of those. So we've got kind of this shape going on here. We've got some city services in, so I put fire, police, and our medical clinic right here, and they get pretty good coverage. Can we... Well, here, we can look this way, I guess. Fire. Oh, well, they're not turned on yet. Okay, so that's... Okay. They're still not really turned on. Okay, so we'll have to wait, I guess, until they get power and are going. They got those services there. When I placed them, they looked like they had great coverage. Actually, I can show you like this. So that is the fire. So you can see we got coverage on this first half, pretty good. Same thing for the medical clinic. Is kind of this first half is covered, and same with the rest. We've got an elementary school up here, which we'll need to duplicate over on this side somewhere because this doesn't get a huge amount of coverage, as you can see. But our high school here gets really good coverage, so we're probably good with one high school here. We'll probably need a second elementary school down this direction somewhere. This park I just plopped down experimentally in this area, and it kind of messed up the terrain a little bit, and I didn't quite like how it worked, so I've just moved it temporarily somewhere. We'll probably want to use that if we can. Speaking of parks, we should really put some in here. Might as well do that together on camera. We got a small park here, so like somewhere up in here would be good because we make use of some of that empty space. Possibly I don't like that. Do we have a smaller park that we could do? Yeah, maybe like, yeah, maybe something, maybe actually on the corner here would make sense. It won't quite fit the other way, but that would work, I think. So let's throw that one down because that gives us some good coverage. And then let's that was the large playground, so small park then. Actually, we can fit this nicely in there. That gives us pretty good coverage, although that kind of overlaps a lot. I don't know if we need the parks really to be that close to each other, so we might want... Alright, let's rethink our high school here, because we actually have another option. I went to the Steam workshop and found this baseball field. Can we get a better view of that? I'm not sure. I don't like how some of these the tooltips don't work for the mods. I'm not sure why that is. It doesn't pop up a view of it. I'm not sure if that's just a problem it will always have, or if it's still glitchy because it's a little bit new. I'm not sure, but we want to get this thing in somewhere. The problem being, as you can see, let's look up here. It's actually quite big. Looks like it's probably 10 tiles. Here, maybe we can measure this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 10. So it won't fit in an 8 wide block. So maybe what we do is we make a special block for the high school, which would be kind of fun. So let's take this road. Actually, let's just put a tail on here so it's a little easier to get aligned later. Let's take this road out. These trees. Let's throw the ballpark in now, and we'll do it like that. I guess we could do it like that also. Yeah, that makes more sense because it's up against the high school. So we'll do like that, and then perhaps we will put in, oops, I'm looking here. We can put in a walking path around the back there. So that kind of makes sense. And then, let's see, we could probably take this back that direction maybe. Do I want to do it kind of like that? Yeah, I guess that sort of makes sense. And do we want to just come all the way across like that? And then maybe get rid of this tail? So we've got kind of pedestrian zones going all through there. Then let's look at our zoning. We can still zone. Let's see. Actually, we could go all the way up to the high school. Yeah, that's probably okay on that side. Come this way here, and then maybe just fill the rest in with trees once that's built up. So, what do you think of that? I kind of like that. I like the way that works. Let's see, if we look at leisure, again, these things aren't turned on, so we can't quite see their coverage, I guess. Well, we can look at it this way. So that's really big coverage, and that overlaps nicely then with this one's coverage. We're a little shy down in this area, I guess. This block could maybe actually use a small park. See if we could maybe fit something in. Anyway, I'm going to experiment a little bit more, try out a few more things, lay out a little more structure, and be back with you when I have some more progress to show you. Okay, this is as far as I've got here. Did a little more laying out of the grid here that we may tweak, especially where it comes up into these corners by the rail, where it comes to interface with the highway over here. But I think maybe it's better if I don't zone all of this at once. In fact, I think I'm just going to dezone these chunks here because we don't want it to spread out too much at the beginning. It'll be hard to connect up the power grid and everything. So I think I'm ready to turn this on for now. Might as well get this block in. I'm going to leave this alone because I'm not sure how I want these blocks to hook up here. In fact, I think I kind of do know how I want these blocks to hook up. Let's drag this out to, well, yeah, we can get to there, and then let's bring this, let's turn off the snapping. It's not going to matter. Wanted to get this as nice and, yeah, this isn't going to work. Alright, as nice and orthogonal to this road here as I can, but that looks like that'll have to do, I think. So I kind of like how that works. It kind of sweeps in similar to these other blocks. And so as an example of how I'm zoning, I'm getting the nice blobs that work well together in, where everything is filled in and is nice and at right angles to everything. These chunks I'm just generally kind of leaving empty. Like this one maybe I'll put in, but I'm just going to fill the rest of them with trees, I think. Here I left a blank because I think I'm gonna take this road and go up and over the rail line. Let's see where else. I mean, in these corners I just left stuff blank because they're not gonna be nice. And actually, some of this got a little wonky. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this because it's not gonna be really good. Good spots, good plots. I left some of this alone, like I said, for terrain reasons. Left a couple of these alone just to give a buffer around stuff that I'll fill in with trees, that kind of thing. So I guess let's get that block in. Let's check our water quick and make sure that everything that we've built so far has water. It looks like it does, so that should be good. I brought in power as well over this way. So let's turn this thing on and see what happens. So actually, let's just look at our power, make sure that this is connected, and it is. Excellent. So this is now our core where power is coming in. So let's crank up the speed here and see what happens. All right, we got people moving in already. We do have some residential demand. We do have commercial demand. So our commercial strip here should fill in pretty quick, and as it does, that should bring power to the rest of the district, which should aid the whole thing in developing. So, and we do have a little bit of traffic coming in and out of here, and once this is connected up with power, I think I'll figure out a better way to do power than coming across this way, because I really want to fill in a lot of this with trees. I don't want these power lines here if I can help it. So, all right, we're getting filled in here. Got all of that connected up. So we just need a couple more commercial buildings down here, and that'll connect to this, and then we'll have power pretty much all the way through everything that we've zoned, which would be great. This park is still just kind of in a temporary spot, but. Alright, come on, go! This guy here maybe we'll connect it up. Let's see. Will it? Yes! Excellent. Okay, so we got power, so things are running. So let's just check our... So yeah, now you can see our healthcare covers this. We'll need another clinic down in the lower right here and probably up in the tip here as well. Let's look at fire coverage. Same scenario as health. Actually, if we look at death care, I did put a crematorium over here, so that covers about half. Crime, we just have really low crime everywhere in our city. I don't know if we're just spending too much on police, maybe, but our crime is very low. Traffic, let's see, this concerns me, because this is only a 4-lane road. I didn't want to go with the 6-lane road, because I kind of like how this looks with the median and the trees and whatever. Traffic here will be somewhat alleviated when we connect it up over on this side. And when we get public transit in here, hopefully that will help, as well as getting some passenger rail maybe. Could be pretty cool. So I'm just going to let this run and be back with you when it's a little bit more developed. Well, this is filling in nicely. If you take a look at the levels and listen to the background sound, you will hear constant upgrading dings. So this is very healthy development over here, it looks like. You can see we're on level 3's working on level 4 for a lot of these residential buildings, and the commercial buildings are level 2's working on level 3 being the max. So we're quickly going to max out the levels in this area, which would be fantastic. If we look at the property value, and let's just compare it to the whole city here. It's nowhere near this yet, but this is fully developed. But we're already starting to see pockets of green, which is really good. And if we look at happiness, people are happy with a couple of exceptions. Unhappy because it's empty, presumably. Here, unhappy. Why? Doesn't tell us why, which is unfortunate, but presumably it was empty and it just got moved in. That's my guess. So everything's looking fantastic. This just got moved into, and it dinged over to blue. So this is really good. Our residential happiness is really high. Let's look at education. Oh yeah, high school is there. So education is relatively low, but that's, I think, because people are moving in and they haven't enrolled in school yet, and it actually takes time for the population to get educated. We should probably look overall at our city. Elementary education everywhere is really good, with the exception of this corner, probably because there is no coverage, which it looks like is the case. High school education, again, really good everywhere. This area obviously is new, and this little tail here is not doing so great. And university, we have 2 universities that cover most of the city, it looks like. This new neighborhood, I think, just hasn't had time, so we're not getting coverage there yet. And this area, actually, we're seeing university-educated students, or households actually move in already, so that's good to see. I think this area probably is just a little isolated, which is probably why, and I don't know, I'm not sure what to do, what we'll do about that. I think that zone will get totally redone, of course, but so what other vital stats can we look at? Outside connections, I guess, isn't terribly useful. Leisure, not so great down here. Low accessibility, but up here is really good. Here obviously is really good because we've got the park and the ballpark right next to each other. But that, you know, like this is, I guess this is the density of parks we actually need to get high leisure rating. You know, we got 5 parks in Kellogg Heights here, and maybe even a 6th one if you want to count that. So yeah, I guess we probably need to reevaluate that and actually throw in more. Probably need another park down in here somewhere. So anyway, I just wanted to show off that this is doing really good. It's really healthy. Actually, one other thing to show you is traffic. Traffic's kind of tight in here, but I did connect it down this direction as well. And you know, we're going to develop this half, so you know, this is probably going to get worse. So we're probably going to have to think about what we're doing with traffic. Maybe we need another bridge halfway down. We've kind of got this guide bridge here. That's not a real thing there. So yeah, public transit may be something that becomes critical very quickly. So anyway, I think that's probably all the time we have for today. So let's just get a nice view here. Maybe with the other city in the background, the rest of the city. So yeah, I think that is all we have time for today. Hope you enjoyed the episode. I'm having fun building this new district, just getting to play with some different ideas and think a little bit differently than just packing it in like we were doing across the river there. So leave a like if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave some comments for me down below. I read them all and try to respond to all of them as well. And just gonna say it again, if you have any ideas for names of districts for this one here in the middle, we don't have named yet, and this one here on the riverbank next to the highway, we don't have a name for yet, and of course this new one. So if anybody has any ideas for names, leave those in the comments, and I will use one of those if you guys can come up with a good one. So yeah, I hope everybody has a great day. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you next time.